will never change unless somebody keeps speaking about it and keep speaking about it and keep bringing new artists and new DJs and new promoters and bringing them all together.
That's one thing that I would want to talk about is the fact that there is no more, like I was telling you outside, there is no more promotion company that's out here giving light to their clubs or anything. Like, there's no creative Latin. There's no DJs on beat.
But it is Perreo 404.
But who,
they the
like,
biggest.
What are besides their show? What are they doing to move around?
What you mean?
I mean, they packed as fuck.
But what are they like? You where is their presence? Is my question because
all over Atlanta, bro.
Because
all over Atlanta.
when you see the Latin festival back in the day, right?
But it don't necessarily have to be a festival.
No, but what I'm saying is this is just an example. Is you would go to a Latin festival or you would go somewhere and you would see 15 fucking 7 guys and 5 bitches, and they all got on a shirt that says Creative Latin or DJs on Beats, and they're moving as a unit and they're like doing this and that.
I think we passed that.
I think we're past that.
But everything comes back in a full circle.
I don't think that necessarily, because you don't even see the artists coming out printing CDs anymore, right? So now it's just more like, if you know, you know, right? And it's not even about these people individually anymore. It's about a community. And I think that's what makes Perreo, because it's not these 6 people.
I think Perreo makes Perreo because they cater to a lot of people that's not.
They cater to everybody. They're all inclusive.
That's what I said. That's not
it's
just
It's
Hispanic.
Everybody. And it's that,
bro, they be having the Morenos, the Americans, perreando, nigga.
Because, but
that's the point.
And that's the point.
So I remember one time I went to Perreo, and they barely played Perreo. You know what I mean? And it's like, why are you gonna call your shit Perreo, but you're over here listening to
no, but I went. I went, and that's all they played.
No, but that's Atlanta. You gotta understand, Perreo is not just reggaeton from 2000 to 2010. Yeah, that's how it started.
Right.
But you gotta understand, Perreo now is a thing that's like Atlanta based. It's very Atlanta influenced. Yes, it's still Perreo, because even when I went last night, that shit was like all the bangers, like all the shit that we would listen to. Of course, they're not digging in deep like how Denon and you would.
They need a Ye as a DJ one night.
They definitely need a Blacktino in there with a Ye curating Blacktino behind them. Yeah, and that's the thing. Blacktino fucks with them. They fuck with Blacktino.
Which is I've always
but
told
they just don't book them every time. But at the end of the day, Bacano, nigga, Florista, look, their whole format. If you remember Chaparral, if you remember La Rumba, if you remember Belushi's, that's their format. Like that type of shit. Where, yes, we're going to throw a little John, and then we're going to throw some Aventura.
But you have to do it that way, because you're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It only will work
only
that
here.
way here.
You know who did that shit that blew my mind one time?
Well, here, Miami, Cali, New York, you know.
But over here is a culture already.
Yeah.
And the thing is that los latinos no tienen esa cultura, o lo tenemos y nobody's putting a light on it.
Y'all remember when Quad was lit?
I think Perreo is one of the main ones putting a light on an all spectrum thing, not just on one crowd. Because yes,
but they missing something. They
Definitely.
have the DJs, they have the promoters.
They're missing the artists.
They missing the artists.
But they purposely have done that, because I've had conversations with Bacano and Florista, which are the 2 owners of Perreo,
right?
And they told me that the problem is right now is that the crowd that they harbor and they bring in, a few of them, yes, they'll like to see a local artist. For them, they haven't seen any artist yet as business, and that's what we have to respect.
Now
They might look at it. They might look at a Calderoki now as business, because Calderoki is now being one of the most sought out, in a sense where clubs are actually paying to see him. They're like, "What do you need? We'll do whatever you need here, and we'll give you this much money."
Now, remember when I was outside and I was telling you,
there's not many artists that are being booked out here, like that are being paid. There's a lot of art. No. But bro,
now,
that conversation of you gotta start has been started, bro. We've been doing free shows since back in our days.
No, I know we've been doing free shows and even getting paid shows.
Now, as an artist independently, yes, you have to start doing your free shows, build up to the paid shows. But that's where I'm going. Like,
now,
it's not that many. It's not that many artists that are
popping. La Vaca, Belushi's, all these clubs was popping.
Acuérdate cuando dije afuera que the artists, when we were talking about that shit, you were like, what went wrong with the promoters?
Right.
And I told you it was the artist.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Flaco just gave me the answer that was real. It's the promoters look at you like you're not business. And then the crowd doesn't want to see a local artist, right? But that's a problem that I have with not even just local
I disagree
artists.
with all that.
Hold on, not just local artists. Now, we can't bring a Davey, right? Because people don't know who Davey is out here, right? Now there's a selected few, but not everybody knows who Davey is. But at the same time, the DJs
They play him. They do.
But before, they don't play a certain artist to where that artist can get the hype to where it's like, okay, we're bringing.
But they not in the business of how it used
breaking
to be.
artists. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh,
and that's what used to happen
DJs
back
don't
in the
break
day.
artists anymore, and that's like a lack of.
terrible.
That's a lack of.
That's bad because
It is.
For a DJ's job is to put you on to new people.
The DJ is the one that is the highway to the people.
Yes.
Yes.
And you can't tell me, and you can't say they not gonna listen to local artists. How you know?
They gonna listen to whatever you put on,
on.
and no, and that's the thing. This is the thing, and I feel like this is and a lot of DJs will agree with me, because this is the conversations I've heard. Oh yeah, we would play the record, but y'all gotta make high quality records, right? That's not a thing anymore, because a lot
Right.
of records are high quality,
There's a lot
right?
of high
And a
quality.
lot of high
Flacco's
and a
behind
lot
it.
of famous music is not that high quality anymore, right?
Right.
So now that excuse is out the window. What's the next excuse? Oh, but it gotta be a catchy record. So yes, there is a formula to getting an Atlanta DJ that's Latino to play your shit. You just gotta make something really
What's
good.
a catchy record?
Something good that'll blend in with something that's already out.
But the thing
Because
is
that's
that,
how the DJ doesn't risk his set to putting some shit that the crowd is gonna die down because they don't know it, they never heard it. But if the shit sounds good, if the shit matches the tempo, if everything's within that, it's not up to the DJ to do that. But yes, it's up to the DJ to blend it. But it's up to the producer and the artist to already have una temática, un tema que cuando tú lo escuches, lo primero que tú piensas es, yo, that needs to go to the clubs. Once you get that feeling, then you show it to the DJs. Another thing that a lot of artists aren't doing is you're not making the, like, yes, you got to pay your dues. So you got to make
Right.
everybody else's job easier.
but how can you pay your dues
When we were in
if the door is
Jaded,
not being
listen,
open?
when we were in Jaded, we would grab I Puts It Down and mix it with Kesha. At that point in time, I Puts It Down, which was the record we were pushing, had the same tempo as one of Kesha's popping record at the thing. Guess what we did? We did a DJ blend. Bacano did a DJ blend that when you play it from the beginning, it's not playing from the beginning of the song. It's like DJ ready shit. To where when you send it, they hear it blend with Kesha, and they're like, nigga, they're
Which
doing,
is something that
they're
I
doing
just
my
seen-
job. And guess what? A lot of DJs back in the Jaded days fucked with those mashups. We call them mashups.
Right.
Now, what Calderoki, that is one of the artists that's doing it. He has this card that pops out into a USB, and when you pop it in, it's his entire album. Not with the regular songs.
DJ ready.
With the DJ ready ones, where they give you like a 4-bar loop in the end, a 4-bar loop in the out. It's not the entire record. It's the important parts. It sounds good, and it's DJ ready to blend. You're making the DJ's job easier. We shouldn't have to. But when you're a local person, you got to put that in that extra work.
I agree with you 100%. You have to get that business right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have your music ready, mix and master, quality
Yes.
go. You have to know how to perform, because a lot of artists don't know how to perform. They just stay up there and stay in the middle of the stage, and they look stupid. And I understand that'll die down the crowd. But if somebody's ready, and I know a lot of artists that are ready, they ready. It shouldn't be. I'm gonna start name dropping. MG the artist shouldn't be a person that still not popped on.
Bro, but every artist you're about to name has one little mistake that they do that's why they're not crossing that threshold.
What is it?
Perfect example, and we're talking about MG. MG has a shit ton of music. Ask me when was the last time he dropped? And okay, he dropped a record recently. I think it's out, or it might be out. I think he's working on the visuals.
Video, yeah.
Where it was a song dedicated to his daughter.
daughter.
Outside of that record, because that's something different. That's a different thematic and all that shit. You know, it's a
Right.
different type of way of pushing that. That's not
That's
a club
the illest
record.
fucking Spanglish ever.
But
That's thematic.
But now you tell me, when was the last time besides that song that MG dropped the record that made a DJ be like, nigga, I need to put that shit on my rundown?
It has been a minute. But let's say artists don't get tired. Artists.
No. It's not about getting tired.
But let's say I know they have to stay consistent,
Yes.
but it's a lot of artists that have been consistent in the
Yes.
past,
But at the same-
that still don't get put on.
So there is still a flaw with the DJs. Yes, this is for you DJs.
But at the same time,
Yes, there is. Ahí hace falta un cariño.
And I'm not blaming the DJs.
No,
by the way.
I'm not either. But at the end, it's all about accountability, and it's almost like what we were talking about with Butch Vega.
Artist, or are you an industry plant? Are you doing
No,
shit
but
because
it's
you
not
like
a-
it, or
nigga,
are you
if
doing shit
niggas-
because you want shit,
If niggas was industry
plants,
plants, they would have been blown up, bro. Remember, industry
that's
plants
what I'm
succeed.
saying though. So at the same time, MG's making music that he likes.
No, but
he's not trying to make
bro,
music for the
MG got
clubs.
some.
He's not trying to
MG
make
got
music
some
he got some
club
bangers.
bangers.
got him, but he's not trying to. He's not pushing the club music.
Bingo.
He's not. But has he tried?
Yeah.
Face to face,
Yeah.
I've seen him try.
I've seen it.
And people not be receptive towards it. Tell them the same thing that they said to you, saying, it's not this, it's not that. Well, how do you know? If you don't break that rule, if you don't be like, fuck it, we gonna play this right here. A mí no me importa lo que la gente decida, whatever. You so powerful. Perreo 404 is so powerful that they can do what they want at this point and still succeed.
Yes and no, though. Because remember, Perreo 404 is not a record label. They're a promotional company that hosts events.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they can play the shit. They can play it all you want. But remember, in 2024, it's not about just playing it. The artist has to have some sort of work behind it so that when the major person or the people that has 1,200 people at the club, they play it, put a visual on it. Like, it's no law. Remember, it's 2024. We can't just print it out on a CD, pass it out, and we blowing up. That was back in the Belushi's days, La Rumba days, where we would do printouts, pass them out, make sure everybody got one, and next thing you know, your MySpace numbers are going up, right? That's not the case anymore. You have to have a visual. You have to have some sort of plan. You have to have some sort of niche. A lot of, TikTok and all this shit now that's out, these resources, a lot of these people are popping off of that. True enough, if you're not that type of artist that likes to do TikTok, you kind of have to still do something with that. But I'm saying you have to have multiple things already going in motion.
I agree.
So that when you get this song played at one of the biggest parties, Latino parties in Atlanta, people have already seen it, heard it, or know about it somehow. And then hearing it at the club solidifies it like, yo, these niggas don't ever play local artists, and they're playing this shit, and it sound good on the mix and on the blend because they got.
También es que vamos a decir Calderos.
Yes.
¿Ustedes creen que ese artista está listo?
Yeah.
They're super listo. Super.
Bro,
Why he's not performing on Perreo 404?
Because it's not his time.
It's not his time.
What you mean?
It's
not his
It's
time.
the time.
It's coming. He's working towards that.
Yeah.
Bro, this nigga 2 years into the game.
Es que como yo te dije,
2 years into the game.
So he's
right?
on it.
No, nigga, hell yeah. You know how many years it took you? You know how many years it took us to go from being in the street, passing out CDs, to opening Viva Fest, fucking Latin Festival, Fertego, for Evie Queen?
Right.
You know? Like, yes, it's harder now because we have a lot to prove. We've had a lot of years where we had so many opportunities. That's why back in the days, Chaparral gave us so many opportunities. And guess what? I feel like none of us took advantage of it to the fullest.
Well, the only reason
None of us.
I'm gonna agree with you.
And I'm gonna include everybody, including you, who was one of the toppest names as far as fuck. I'm mad I'm forgetting the label name right now.
You know what it is. Diamond Cuts.
Diamond Cuts, Bobby. So what I'm saying is, yes, you got far, but remember, at that time, it was only so many resources to push through.
That's what I'm about
Now
to say.
we
That's
have
why I agree.
so much more that it's like now it's an even bigger job, and that's why Calderoki's making it happen. Because bro, for district, first of all, there's no local artists have gotten on district like that. I think the only local artist, and he's not really local, is Nino Augustine, and he did like a little thing where he just kind of propped up on the DJ top and sung a couple records, and that's it. That's the only guy, and it was years.
So listen, as I told you outside, the only person that I think is 100% ready that is gonna blow from here and blow
You told me.
is gonna be Calderoki. Now, I'm not knocking anybody else because as we know, Donnie's performed yesterday and she did a good job. She's been
She did a
performing
great
and
job, bro.
And she's
And her,
good.
and her
I was looking
audio,
at her
and
stuff.
for
And
her
she's
not
ready.
having the same team that Calderoki
And
had,
she's-
which is like a 15-man team. I think she had maybe like a 6-7 people team, including her mom and
A
dad.
nice little squad.
Bruh, the audio sounded good. The audio, I heard her all the way on the other side. So she did the work. Not only that, shout out to Flowers. He was connected with a camera on stage, and she had visuals on the back, just like Calde, really good high level shit. And then at one point, they would flip the footage to the camera, nigga. No, to the camera, and the camera's recording the crowd.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the performance, and you're seeing yourself on the backdrop. That's gonna make you, nigga. When they did that shit,
Everybody
the crowd
knows
went ape
what
shit.
it takes, and we have more than a few artists that's ready to go. The thing is that is a lot of artists that been pushing, and they don't get that recognition, and they, mi hermano, estos artistas trabajan también.
I will tell you this. Unfortunately, it's like in every industry, every state, every place that you got music. It happens in Puerto Rico, it happens in Atlanta, it happens in LA, Miami, wherever. Is who you know and the relationship you have. And unfortunately, here in Georgia, in Atlanta, if you cool with this guy, but you didn't fuck with this guy and you talk shit about this nigga,
Ooh, say it to the people to the top. So
and
they
this
can-
nigga is hella cool with this nigga, don't expect you to be in this nigga's show. Because
that's the problem.
Because that's the problem.
That's the problem.
It's a lot of people out there just opening their mouth, disrespecting other places when in the industry itself, bro, it's a small circle. If you look at the major labels, it's like 10 niggas that
Right.
own the industry.
And it's been
So
like that
in
for a minute.
Atlanta, as far as the DJ promotion Latino scene, it's like 5 people in there, 5 groups.
Y
You
también-
got your perreo,
right.
you got your sobeteo,
Mhm.
you got your fucking Eu and Franco and JB and T.
Entertainment.
You got Utopia, and you got other independents like S'mores Entertainment and these other guys that do big shows. And now you got Art Show too, because Pedro he was with Perreo, and now he took this whole different turn into the Art Show, and he's also promoting local artists.
But
which
that
honestly,
needs to stop.
no, but honestly. What do you think?
What
do you
I
think
mean-
the art? I mean, what the fact that there's so many little bit of people?
No, it needs to stop that. If I'm with Flacco now, that don't mean I'm not appreciating you.
No, but that's your job to show that, right?
Right.
So me,
That's something
luckily,
I
I'll
lack.
go to a Utopia event. I see PTY. I lo saludo. He knows who I am. I know who he is. We have a respect. Yo estoy claro con los de Utopia.
Cabrón, es
right?
como
Yo voy
yo
pa'
como
perreo.
artista.
Tengo a Bacano, tengo a Juju, tengo a Margarita, a Florista. They're my peoples. I had an issue with, in the very beginning, I was in the middle of a Sobeteo and Perreo issue that was very internal. I won't go into details, but it was just some internal shit, that just some miscommunication, some mishappenings. And me, being cool with Sobeteo, Perreo told me straight up, like, look, bro, I fuck with you, but right now, this is what's going on with them. And I'ma still fuck with you because I know you're not a part of that, but I just want you to know that that's why we're not really like, no, it's not a friendly thing right at that moment. Now everybody's good, thank God. Like everybody, I've noticed that a lot of the promoters are kind of fucking with each other because they know that we're all a part of the system and we're
has to
all
build a
vital
culture.
for each
You
other.
have to build a
the
culture.
same way that artists nowadays, they're getting along like back in Chaparral days. That was the only era.
But
That Chaparral era was the era where we all were around each other.
We was
respectfully.
cordial. Right. That's it.
We beefed.
Yes.
But when we got to Chaparral, everybody was in the backstage smoking blunts, passing blunts
Pero
to each
esa es
other.
la diferencia,
De
lo que está
diferente
pasando.
combo.
Porque vamos a decir que we don't get along. Me and you as an artist don't get along. But your DJ and me go back since high school. Or you go back with un artista que está conmigo that goes back,
Yeah.
that he's popping too. We didn't give a damn. I still did songs with Plot. And he was with Crown Music.
Yeah.
I still did songs with you.
And I was on production,
It don't matter. It don't matter if we didn't get along with this person, with this DJ, with that person. Because I used to go, just to name drop again, to Gio. He
Yeah.
used to be with Crown Music, and Wow and
Gio
Meatball
was like the peacemaker.
Right.
Meatball was the peacemaker too. Even though Meatball had his side of the artist he fucked with,
it don't
he
matter.
still showed love to the
Gio
other
still
people.
showed
Yeah.
love to me, even though he was riding with Crown Music, and
I
Meatball
think-
showed love to everybody, even though he was Diamond Cuts.
I think that's coming back
And
slowly.
that needs to come back. It needs to come back ASAP.
I just think like if you think about it in the history of local artists, we had a really good run, and then we got to a point of an era
We did.
of where the guys that did a good run from the Chapa days kind of like slowed down.
We did.
You know,
We
you
did.
didn't see as much of the Crown Music artists coming out, and they had a few of them. You guys had a few of them. I had a few guys under own productions. Even Brutali NT at
We
one
had-
point.
I mean, we had-
even hey, shout out to Skinny Callejero Records.
right.
You know, we
And
all
Guilty on
guilty.
that,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
you know, Skinny and Guilty, but you know, at the end of the day, bro, I think that we had a run where everybody was cordial. We didn't all fuck with each other personally, maybe, because
we
we
still
still
was
was in the same venue, no fights,
No
no bullshit. Everybody performed, everybody got their even time, and then also after that era came an era of maybe the internet changed, everything started going digital.
Well, let me tell you.
I mean, that's when
Jay
I went.
was talking about that. Me and Jay was talking about that outside in the parking lot. The era when I asked you what the hell stopped after our era, like what made it go whoop? Because it was the LVs.
Yeah, the top flow.
Right, that was kicking ass everywhere.
Yeah.
LV was all over the place. It was you guys, Flaco y Jonah.
Yeah, we
was
got
popping.
signed.
Right.
We finally got signed independently, and we actually tried to take it to a different level because we actually had a independent label.
pusieron come
We did a
mierda.
show. We did a shows in Belushi's, and with no promoter, with some
That's when I was
didn't.
looking-
I mean,
What was
y'all
it called?
y'all was
That's
getting
what-
in.
No,
La
no, no,
Rumba,
but
too.
bro,
looking at them
bro,
niggas like,
when
who the
Flaco
fuck are
and
these
Jonah,
motherfuckers, yo?
the
¿Qué carajo
reason,
este huele
listen,
bicho con la fucking,
listen
con
to
la
this.
fucking gafas adentro de la discoteca. ¿Qué carajo es Flaco, cabrón? Who the fuck is this nigga?
Papi.
Why this nigga gotta come in here
Hey,
with
bro.
10 niggas?
That's how he felt
we was
about
deep.
Rompiendo fila,
We
cabrón,
was
como si
deep.
fueran fucking
Hey,
Arcángel y de la Gueto. Who
but
the
that's what
fuck?
bro. We came to fucking Velvet Room, bro, a black club. The
Right.
first time that
y'all was
Posh
popping.
crew, I forget their
In the midst
promotional
of
name.
that, because Diamond Cut stayed consistent through
bro,
all
Diamond
the
Cut,
changes.
Diamond Cut stopped when you stopped because I know you had Diplo, I know you had JR, I know you had some
Okay,
of the
can I ask y'all
nastiest
something?
MCs, but they had all everybody.
can I
Well,
ask y'all something?
shit happened.
Let me ask y'all
People
this.
went to
Fuck yeah.
to jail.
No, yeah,
Let me
bro.
ask y'all
JR.
this question. Let me ask y'all this question. Yeah, y'all did music. Yeah, y'all were consistent. Yeah, this and that. But if you guys from 2024, if you go back and listen to your music,
That shit
would
sucks.
you consider it cringe? Would you consider
Mega
it now
cringe.
ready?
Yeah.
Would you be
Mega
like, oh my
cringe.
god, my
But-
song is fire, pero
Guess
in
what, though?
2024,
No, but for
But
that
hold up.
time,
Nigga.
that
No,
was
no, no.
ahead of the curve.
No, no, no,
But
no,
would
no.
you,
Well,
would you,
I
would you
feel
say
like
that your
so-
songs were? Would you say that your music was something que tú digas, okay, estas canciones ahora en el 2024, estas canciones de los
Nigga, a
tiempos
lot of
de
that
antes
shit is
estaban
cringe.
ready, papi, no te
Okay.
vamos a
Come on,
pegar
bro.
con estas canciones.
Ven acá. It's a difference in everything. In that era, it was off the chain. I still have like Looney, DJ Looney, by the
Yeah.
way. He hit me up. He was like, bro, what happened to that song Control? He used to love the Control. And if you play it now, yes, it's cringy. It's not the same. We're not in the same era. It don't even sound the same. The damn music sound like Looney Tunes when they first started. Looney Tunes don't even sound the same right now. Looney Tunes was
Nah. They still have the essence, but what happened is, bro,
They have to feel it, that
old
vibe.
music back then, bro, it wasn't about who was popping on MySpace, on social media.
Right.
It was about who showed up to that club, bro,
Right.
and rocked the crowd.
Ooh, it was
Yeah.
It was
Nigga, you know my
word
friend,
of mouth
and I tell you
more
this,
than
and I
social.
admit this because yeah, me and Jonah had a great run when we came
Y'all
with
did have-
Jaded.
y'all did.
Before Jaded, it was me and Sigo. We were a duo
Sigo,
in
yeah.
the very earlys. Then it was just me with Controlando la Audiencia, where I did the mixtape, and I had Eddie Pro, Sakari. But at the end of the day, bro,
Shout out
I
to
went
them
to
too.
Chapa the first time, my nigga. Me and Jonah thought we was the shit, nigga. Controlando la Audiencia was out, bro. Chapa booed us, nigga.
Did you?
Yeah, I got booed at Chapa. My first performance at Chapa, I got booed. True enough.
They was a tough
True
crowd.
enough. This was me and they were the toughest because I mean you got nothing but cholos,
Yeah.
the hardcore
why
Latinos
LV
I
that
gotta
are
say that I love you guys.
And
Because
that's
let
why.
me tell you.
And that's
No,
why
but,
LV
show
but,
is
love.
LV.
but
Oh
bro,
my God.
that's what I'm saying. Once you captivate them,
It's over.
It's
You
over,
there.
my nigga.
You
Because
there.
they don't give a fuck
And
with
that's
like
why-
if it's reggaeton, if it's hip
LV
hop.
Boy was so popping.
Yes.
Because he's in Chapa with the
Bro,
trap crowd.
remember
cholos, and he's all
LV
he
Boy and
did.
LV
So he
Boy
was
and
loved.
Javi like freestyle battles and shit. Like
remember that shit.
That's how they captivated these people. But guess what? At the time that Javi was a big thing in Chapa, the nigga ain't had no songs out. He might have had some shit, and that was the thing. Like I feel like we all had this like crowd that was like yearning us to like do some dope
stuff.
shit because they all kind of knew us personally,
Yeah.
and we did something really dope. And nigga, it was
But it-
Chaparral couldn't sit here and fund all of our careers, so
Right.
it took us. Nigga, La Rumba didn't want us.
Yeah.
La Rumba, Mike
and
Kelly and them,
Belushi's didn't want us.
And Belushi's didn't want us until Creative Latin took over.
Right.
After La Vaca, and then Creative Latin, thanks to Creative Latin, DJs
Boomerang.
on Beat. You
That
remember
was
DJs on
Boomerang.
Beat?
I mean, it was.
Boomerang Productions. Was
Boom,
La Vaca.
no, Boomerang was Nova, and he
But
didn't really
Boomerang
he
wasn't
didn't
at
want
all.
no
That's what I'm
local
saying.
artists.
Boomerang
Oh my
was
God.
La Vaca, and then once
Yeah,
Belushi
exactly.
came
Exactly.
back,
When
that changed
Belushi,
names,
that's
that was
when-
DJs on being
Right,
Creative
that
Latin.
was when Nova left.
Yep.
Because the reason that Chaparral got popping is because Nova didn't want nobody. We couldn't even, and the only person that I told you this, the only person that gave us a shot was Chico Suave.
Yes,
Ya tu sabes.
shout out to that boy
Shout
right
out to
there,
Chico
bro.
Suave for real.
Shout out to
because
Chico.
he used to have the mic, and we
Bruh.
used to go in there, and me and Diplo used to beg this. Come on, please, bro, let
Yeah.
us get the mic, let us freestyle. Because Nova was so popping that he had,
Yeah.
when he had rest, he had another DJ
Bruh,
come in.
before EU, there was Nova. And I mean like in the spectrum,
Right? Carlito Nova.
Yeah, Carlos Nova.
Yeah.
Before there was a EU who's like a DJ that's like really like
I don't
mainstream.
think nobody was even popping like Nova still.
No, right
You
now,
don't
yes.
think-
Right
so you
now,
don't
yes.
think? So you don't think? Well, no, because I think
Bro,
he came.
Nova had it
no,
on
I was
a
gonna
lot.
say something, but
Not,
he came
yes,
after.
but
I was
Nova
gonna say,
didn't go
DJ
past
Chris
the clubs,
Styles.
and that's where I say like,
Okay, so
you could be
El
the
was going
hottest,
to
yeah,
stadiums and
nigga.
stuff. You don't
think-
El's
so y'all don't
official
think-
Braves DJ, officials Atlanta United DJ, officials Falcon
So
DJ.
y'all don't think
He's
what
that
was-
Latin DJ that in the American industry in Atlanta,
that they know.
they're not talking about Juanito Pendango de este.
Porque
No.
papi, pero
They
porque-
talking about
porque,
EU as
cabrón,
if
porque
like
se
he's that
fueron
guy.
los que eran, cabrón. Te
No
voy a
es que-
decir ahora mismo. Tú no me vas a decir a mí que Chris Styles, Remy, Mix, Looney, they weren't popping like that.
They
Like,
were.
they didn't have the
They
power
were.
that EU has today.
It's steps to this.
It's steps.
It's level to this.
So right now, I'll tell you this. Looney right now, yes. The Looney now,
The Looney now.
he's a whole different mentality, business person.
But-
like, and that's what separated Looney from the Remy's, that creative Latin original crew.
Well, like
Chris Styles
was
took
that nigga,
took
bro.
his took his
Chris
talent.
Styles
Chris
that
Styles was the
nigga.
shit.
I know he
He was
was.
the first one to get the
He
take
was.
co-sign
'Cause Chris-
with what's that DJ
The
DJs on
heavy
beat?
hitters,
No,
heavy hitters,
Oh,
heavy hitters.
hitters.
The
Okay,
heavy
yeah.
hitters.
Yes.
He was the
But
first
Chris
and only
Style
one.
is the one that actually he kept the ball rolling for all of us.
Yeah.
Because Chris Style got
Styles
popping
showed love to the local
everybody.
artists
and
too.
he didn't care. See, that's the difference. Once again, it's the difference that the DJs didn't give a damn about. Oh, you with this crew? You with this
They
crew?
didn't.
They
Nah.
didn't.
Nah.
If you was popping, you was getting played.
Yep.
Now the only way to know that you're popping is you sending them the CD and or whatever the MP3, and they listening to it and they call
No,
you
and-
back and tell you, hey.
And even in
this
some
right here is
instances,
popping.
they'll let you on a regular fucking night. They will let you do a quick 10-minute show
quickly.
And if you brought your 50, 100 people there, and you captivated another 50, 100 people around there, and the crowd went crazy,
They doing a show for you.
yeah, they'll bring you back or they'll involve you in whatever. Oh, we got De La Ghetto coming, fuck it. Because at that point in Belushi's, they were allowing that. It wasn't until they went to La Rumba that Mike Kelly, of course, and I get it, it's a business move. At that point in time when La Rumba was a thing, local artists had a bad reputation
La
for
Rumba 1, La Rumba 2.
La
La
Rumba
Rumba
2.
two.
No, the La Rumba 1 was Nova.
La Rumba 1, they didn't let nobody.
They didn't. Nigga, if you were gonna perform, you had to bring dress shoes as
Right.
an artist. Yeah, no hat, nigga.
stuff.
I don't give a fuck if you
Right.
singing.
Right.
And it was
you
small.
had to be in a suit in that.
Yeah, so it's like La Rumba 2 we had already like that era of Chaparral was like dying down. It was only the people that were kind of keeping up with it and still doing it. And at that time, there was a lot of artists that would show up late for sound check, didn't come prepared. Not even in chuleteado.
I don't know what it was, but it did mess up everybody.
No, motherfuckers wasn't on their business. They thought that they were treating it like a hobby.
Because I couldn't get
just
shows.
because I know this guy, he's gonna let me get on stage and grab the mic. That shit stopped.
And Mike Kelly knew me. I'm gonna shout out to him, Mike Kelly
big
and
shout out.
Jason from Chaparral.
Yeah.
They showed love to everybody that had their business right.
Yep.
So if you
And
had
that's
your
why
business
only
right, you
niggas
was gonna
like
get it poppin'.
only niggas that had their shit together. Like when I first started doing this shit, like the music shit, I already heard of a Ricky Furman. When I looked him up, this nigga had a website.
Right.
This nigga had a press kit.
He the one that inspired all of us.
He's
Shout out to
he's
Ricky
one of
Furman.
the
That's what I was-
original OGs.
Right.
I
He's
would
the one
say
that
I'm not gonna say he's the first to do it out here, but when I came in '98 and forward, he was the only name that was like opening up for Yankee, for Nicky
He
Jam.
was.
No, I know, bro.
Because I went to Peachtree Festival.
He opened for Yomo. I hung out with Jay Majestic and Ricky, and that's when they recorded that famous song that is like un desahogo that he recorded at Ricky Furman's studio, and they dropped it.
Me van a matar.
Yeah,
So-
because he was cool with
Yeah,
with
bro. And so it's like Ricky Furman
I mean,
was
he the one that showed me how to record.
Yeah, Ricky Furman was that dude with the studio at his crib. He was a homeowner at a young age.
He
Very
was.
business-minded individual. Very talented because he actually
He
wrote
did beats, he
He
wrote.
beats. He did everything, and he had a manager that managed him really well at the moment and had him everywhere, bro. And that's who when I came into the music scene here, I looked at him and I said, "That's what yo me voy a dejar llevar de esa persona."
It's crazy because I got the same story. Me looking at him in Peachtree Festival.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that attitude. I had that competition.
Like hater
attitude.
shit, like kind of a little bit
I
of
wasn't
like
hater. I was like,
no,
do
more
that
like man,
shit?
yeah, like damn, why can't I be up
Right,
there?
right.
Like why
can-
the fuck I
can
can't do that?
too.
Yeah,
Like let me,
Bro.
What's going on?
that's the crazy shit. I think fast forward to 2024, the ultimate thing is
That's why I met Siegel, by the way.
Oh yeah, shout outs to Sigo,
Ricky-
man. One of
Ricky
the first black guys to do reggaeton and sound like a Puerto Rican reggaetonero, bro.
Right, he did.
And I haven't heard one since then.